With me is Angela Ucci, now the host of the Heaven and
Healing.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
We chatted a few weeks ago on my member block at the Daily Wire, and I said, this needs to go way, way longer. I want to know way more about what's happened, because people write into me all the time, and I even have just friends ask me in my regular lives, Michael, what do you know about the law of attraction? Michael, what do you know about The Secret? What do you know about the crystals and Reiki and astrology and all this stuff that I say seems really, really kooky and weird, but I don't know anything about it? You do, and you say it's not all just fun and games. It gets pretty, pretty dark.
Mm-hmm. So I was involved with occult practices for almost a full decade. I had an extremely tragic death in my family in 2014. We touched on this briefly when we spoke. My grandmother died. I was on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean when it happened, and she was like my best friend in the world. I grew up with a single mom, did the best she could, love her to death, but she could only do so much. So grandma really kind of stepped in and took over with after-school care, things like that. So we were very, very close growing up. She was my everything. Kind of in hindsight, she was my God. And when she died, it was absolute tragedy for me. It was the worst thing that's ever happened. And once that occurred, I was desperate for any way to connect with her, to talk to her again, to experience her again. And I didn't know any better. All I knew was my pain. And I know now that Satan kind of capitalizes on trauma. Everyone I talk to that's coming out of New Age doesn't have the same story as me, but often there is a pinpoint traumatic moment where